Welcome back, everyone, to the Museum of Pine Ridge, where today I want to be able to collect the materials that I need in order to start making the walls. Now, the problem is that one of the materials I'm thinking of using for the walls are bricks. Now, of course, I could collect clay and do all of that, but I know that one of the locations where you can get blocks of bricks are trail ruins. What are the things I want to feature inside my museum? Trail ruins. Therefore, I think what I need to do is to find a trail ruins. Now, I have demonstrated so far in the 200 days of this series that the odds of my finding a trail ruins naturally without using chunk base are just about nil. And considering that a little check at chunk base tells me that there aren't any. Well, not within 1,000 blocks of where I'm at. No deserts within 1,000 blocks of where I'm at. That means I'm going to have to head out far, go a long distance, and without a map, I'm not finding anything. Thus, I'll be heading out southeast. I'm going to choose a water route. Go take that lake there. There should be a river down there. I should be able to follow that river, and I should be able to find some trail runes there. Now, that's a non-trivial thing even with a map, but I think I should be able to do that. So I'll be taking the riverboat and the river route and then a boat with the chest in it to haul things over. I'm not close enough in order to take advantage of these guys, but maybe I can find a use for them at a later time. I have decided that I will travel light for this journey because I would have as much space as possible available for placing anything that I find. Thus, you see here I have only 2 rows consumed of the 7 rows that I have available, meaning 3 rows in the chest and 3 rows in my main inventory, and of course the line where I have my tools immediate access area, my quick access. So some of the items in here you may be wondering, okay, why do I have these? I mean, obviously I have a bed so I can have a place in which to rest and to skip the nights. And of course I have some cobblestone blocks so that I could make any items that I need, some spruce logs because you need wood for so many items in here. Iron just in case I need it. A bucket of water is always nice to have around. And scaffolding, because if I'm going to go through a trail rune, I want to be able to go and get some quick scaffolding here and there. So that one might be a little bit questionable, but I'm still going with it. The brush, obviously, if I'm going to go to a trail runes, I need the brush in order to do the excavation. Some may question the presence of a clock, but I like to have one so I know when to rest if necessary. And probably the biggest question you may be having if you are really looking closely is a dandelion? Or actually several dandelions? Why do I need dandelions in this? That sounds like the most unessential ingredient one possibly could think of. And now to think of it, perhaps carrots might have been a better thing to use instead, but I didn't feel like to start a whole carrot farm. In order to do that, I've had a couple of carrots drop off of zombies from the mob spawner, but I really don't have a large number of carrots. I want to go through waiting to make the carrots and all of that and use that maybe as a primary food source. Okay, I could see that perhaps as a way of doing things. Actually, I don't know how much carrots count as food. I should test that out at some point. But anyway, I decided that perhaps that one of the things I really need if I'm tight on space would be bundles, because bundles are a major item that I had put into this one by using the experimental bundle pack, but I haven't actually been able to make any yet because I haven't actually been able to get any carrots. Rabbits yet. Yes, I did see a few at that cherry tree area that we were at several episodes back, but I couldn't get any bundles or any rabbit hides in order to make a bundle because I didn't have any dandelions or carrots on me. So I was thinking that maybe I'll use the dandelions in order to attract some rabbits. Then maybe I could be able to get some rabbit hides. And if I get some rabbit hides, then I will be able to make a bundle. And that way, if I find a large number of small, one or two of several different items, I could just put them into one stack inside of a bundle. At least that's the idea. We'll see how far I'm off the mark. And anyway, I could always ditch the dandelions if it turns out that I don't need them in any way whatsoever, since they're certainly not going to be important to bring back if I turn out not to need them in any way whatsoever. I believe I need to go up this river. And by up, I mean upstream on this river, because I believe this is going south. So let us head along this way, and I'm hoping I will eventually run into a trail ruins of some sort. Oh, this looks a bit scary. My landing point seems to be right between this forest and this jungle. How am I going to find this place again? I guess I better grab those coordinates. That way I can find this place and not be completely lost, which will probably happen anyway, but that's beside the point. Well, this isn't the item that I was looking for, but I might as well grab some cocoa pods while I'm here. But I still need to find the ruins itself. Ah, here it is. And just as the first day of the journey is ending, I assumed that it would take several days. Probably would have if I've gone overland instead of taking a shortcut through the water. Well then, it appears like I have a ruin to start excavating. I suppose it means it's time for me to clear out the area so that I actually have space in which to do this excavation. I did bring an axe, of course, right? Yes, there it is, right over there. There you go. I placed a perimeter fence around here so that I'll be nice and safe, and also created a little shelter here. Now you'll think it's strange that here I am in a temporary location to dig out these ruins, and I build a house despite the fact that I have yet to build a house at my main base camp. I know, I'm weird. I have decided to make a second shovel. This is a stone shovel so that I could do delicate shoveling in this area, because I found that I think this is an efficiency 4 shovel. Very quickly found out that efficiency 4 shovel is not in any stretch of the definition delicate. I tend to overshoot what I'm doing, and the last thing I want to do is overshoot here when we have to deal with suspicious gravel in certain locations. So now it's time to start the dig. I'm here not only for whatever may be in suspicious gravel, and none of this looks suspicious to me. Oops. Oops. That's why I intend to use the stone shovel, is so that I don't accidentally do a double hit like that. I have to look at this very, very carefully. I'm not only here for the suspicious gravel, but I'm also here for these building blocks, because I think they'll come in handy for the museum. So I'm also grabbing these, and of course moving them so that they won't get in the way when I do the other parts of the excavation. Now, ultimately, anything I excavate here are going to go into the barrels, which are up here. I have these barrels, and the barrels are going to contain all the stuff that I collect during this excavation. Ah, now these two locations, they are suspicious gravel. So let's see what's in here. Make sure I click it properly. This looks like purple glass. All right. And this one? Is that a blue dye? Let's see. So you got a blue dye and a purple stained glass pane. Well, yes. Not exactly what I call the most promising start, but it's just a start. I'm sure we'll find better stuff as we go along. Here's another one to try. This looks like, actually, what is that? It looks like a dye of some sort. Oh, white dye. I could get that pretty easy. Now, I do wonder about this piece of stained glass here. Is how do I get that? Because stained glass, I think, will break if I try to grab it unless it's silk touch. Now, the only silk touch tool I have is my shovel. The question is, what happens if I try to pick this up with a silk touch shovel? Oh, it does work. Good. I was afraid that maybe it was going to be considered the wrong tool or something like that. Let's see, is there another one? It looks like it for the moment. But it looks like, though, that this is going to take some time. Oh, yes, there is another item here. And that is that I am also looking to get patterns like this. Because I was thinking that maybe on the portico, I could have the terracotta, the glazed terracotta in there, because I think it'll look very, very nice in that center square that I currently have a solid color with. So I am grabbing all of this stuff also and hoping to use that in the build. The hole is getting rather deep here. I made a way up into the, well, right to my bed. So I do have a way up and down for now. Well, that's assuming, of course, that things don't get even deeper down here, because I still have various parts of it, of the build here. Now, I believe that this is another piece of suspicious. Is that another white one? Yeah. Just dies. It will really be nice as if I could get something other than a die or a piece. Actually, this could be a shard. Yes! Finally! Oh, which one did I get? Oh my, I'm getting danger! As deep as I am, there could always be danger, I guess. Ooh, a couple more over here. Oh, that looks like a green candle. Lime candle. And this one. Wheat. Really? Wheat. Wonderful. Ah! Here's another block that I was waiting for. Bricks. I just have to make sure there's no suspicious gravel around here so that I could take this without losing anything. But I'm hoping there'll be a nice variety of... There's also some lapis. Well, I'll collect that as I go along in here. I just don't want to rush into anything here. Just make sure that I check out every single... Ooh, and avoid using that. I've got to remember to put away that iron axe. Oh, yes. I did find a smithing template while I was going through here. Fortunately, I wasn't rolling the recording at the time. Some white terracotta in there. Oh yes. Oh, hold on. What's this? Looks like something blue. Blue glass. I must admit that I wasn't expecting to find a stone cutter in here. Yes, you can get all sorts of things inside of this place apparently. More brick, more mud brick, and now a stone cutter. Let me see. It's tricky when you come into this area. Are there any hidden suspicious gravel locations? Because every once in a while one of them sneaks its way in there, and if you're not paying attention, you can lose something. Oh. Sometimes they're even in really, really tricky locations. Above several layers of terracotta. I'm way down here. It's way up there. But yes, it looks suspicious. We must grab something from it. Glass. I must admit, when I came here, I figured I'd be finding a large number of these suspicious gravel sections, but I didn't think I'd find so many of them that I would wear out a brush. But apparently I just did. A smithing template. Sharp shaper armor trim. That's quite a number of things, but it means I'm going to have to find a chicken somewhere. I think I finally tapped this place out. All that's left there is that big quarry of granite. I don't see anything unusual here either. So the usual things that you will find, but not anything associated with a trail ruins. That all went down in that direction. That's all cleared out. This is all cleared out. So let's go and check my final tally. For a haul, we've got quite a bit of terracotta here, especially white terracotta, where I have almost a stack and a half, but also 7 other colors on top of that. 3 groups on the glazed terracotta, only 4 light blue, but we have plenty of yellow and light gray, and 5.5 stacks of bricks. That's really nice. And then over on the mud side, a bit of a variety. We do have 2, 3, 4 stacks of mud bricks, so that could come in handy as a alternate part of our building set. Huge amounts of gravel because we're trying to get through all the suspicious gravel and all that stuff, and almost 2 rows of gravel in there, and naturally we got a bit of flint in there while we're trying to get the gravel. Now, on what we got from doing the suspicious gravel in here, we have quite a number of sherds in here. 6 different types of sherds. That's total 11, 12, 16 in all. 16 sherds in all. Plus we've got 5 regular bricks and 2 flower pots. A music disc. 4 different types of armor trims, with 7 in all for that. And we've got a thunderstorm. In this barrel we have dyes, several of those, and finally we have miscellaneous items. At the bottom are ones that were block types. So we found a grindstone, also a cauldron, a campfire, a great deal of coarse dirt, and a brown stained glass block. Then inside of the suspicious gravel we found several candles, 5 hanging signs, 2 wheat, a wooden hole strangely enough, a dead bush, several glass panes, a golden nugget, 2 string, a block of clay strangely enough, a lead, and a beetroot seed. So that is quite a haul, and now I just have to figure out how to get that back home. I suspect it's going to take 2 trips. I have returned, and indeed it did take me 2 trips in order to get back here. Now I managed to get quite a number of building materials, which means that I could use these in building the walls to this museum, because one of the biggest things that's lacking here are walls. I've got a floor. Why, it's also lacking a ceiling, but a ceiling's not going to be too much of a good thing until we actually have some walls around here. So I'm going to build the walls around the office here. And once I do that, I then, if I'm satisfied with their appearance, I could then head off and make the walls all around the entire museum. Though I suspect I have nowhere near enough materials in order to do that, but this will be a start. Give me an idea what I want to do, and then I could set out and get the rest of the materials. Maybe go after another trail ruins to bring back even more stuff. Now, on top of that, I'll also have exhibits, and the pottery sherds and the smithing templates will help a great deal on that. Smithing templates, I'll put the templates, apply them to armor, and then I will then be able to display the armor, and of course display the pottery that we have in here. I also plan to have some art that's going to go in here. We'll have to worry about that a little bit later. And of course, fossils. Fossils are going to go into this big, huge hall right over here, and making fossils of various ancient animals in here. And while I'm not going to find fossils likely underground or anything like that, though it's theoretically possible, I'm going to assume that I'm not going to find any of them actually around there. And my nether spawn is so bad that I have no plans on searching for fossils there either. So I'm going to have to build them out of bone blocks that I got from the skeleton spawner. Yes, that is another reason why I'm quite so happy that I found that one. All of that is going to be for the next episode, though. What I want to do right here is to take care of this. Here we have some granite, some diorite there, and some andesite. And of course, which one will I use? The actual answer is probably none of these three, because I've got now some glazed terracotta, and I want to see if I could get any of these patterns to work and use them instead. Now, I've got plenty of yellow, and I've got plenty of light gray, but I only have 4 on the blue. But I am going to put the blue in the center one, and then put the other 2 around it. Get an idea of what each of them looks like, see if I prefer one, or maybe I decide that I would like to have one of each. So let's start out with the yellow. And actually, I really don't want that one there. So let's see if I can get this right. Yep. And that means the one in front of me. Yeah. And yes. Alright. That looks... Alright, that's one of them. For the second one, we've got... I don't know, this isn't inspiring me yet. Actually, I think maybe if we do it the opposite way around, it might look better. What if we do... So we go on the opposite side. So like this, like this, and like that. I suspect I'm not going to go with that one. So here we have this one. Actually, I think I would rather have this one up here. Up here, up here, and up here. Here we go. I think I like the light gray best of the 3, so I will just remove these and go with light gray. Let that sit around for a little while and decide whether or not that's my final decision. But for now, we are going to go with the light gray glazed terracotta. Good. I think that's going to work out quite well. And I think that is the end of our episode. Next time, we are going to start building a wall around here so that I actually have some real shelter. It was nice having shelter back when I was at the dig site, but I think I need some at my actual base. How about that? Walls on a base. Whoever heard of that in Minecraft? Well, we'll see it in the next episode of Piney Plays Minecraft Museum of Pinetopia.